Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm very late today. Um, this is just the very last few minutes of the Manchester City versus Manchester United, of course, the WSL. Good evening to everyone. It's very late, just rounding off the results for this match. I hope you can all hear me and see me all okay. Um, it is still just coming up to the last 2 or 3 minutes of the WSL fixture between Manchester City versus Manchester United, and it's been a match. I've been hearing some of it, and at half time it was 2-3, and just now it's Keating on the ball there, and I predicted actually Manchester City women 2, Manchester United women 2, but it is absolutely amazing. Good to see Midema. Viv has come back from injury. She scored on the 40th minute, and also a minute into injury time, a goal for the Manchester City women there, making it 2 there. But also in the first half, Tony there, she's just scored 2 goals there, and a goal from Galton as well. It's just absolutely. I think this is a statement win for the Manchester United women in the WSL. I believe that there is still Manchester City possibility that they could win the WSL, but they have to get back into a consistent form of winning games. It's so ruthless at the top of the WSL. Of course, I'll go into the other fixtures today that have concluded, but this is the last of the match here. We're into the last minutes of extra time here, actually. And Manchester United are holding the ball, making sure that they see out the match for this 4-2 away win. I think that the player of the match is between the captain of Manchester United, of course, Letitia, possibly Turner or Tony. I'm going to give it to the captain of Manchester United, Letitia. I think she's absolutely been involved in like nearly everything. I know she hasn't scored, but I think she's just absolutely. She's led by example there at the back there, and it is important that the goal difference doesn't get worse for Manchester City, in my opinion, because as I say, in the top of the WSL. Good evening, Steve. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining. It is Chelsea at the top, Arsenal in second, Manchester United in third place now with this win, and Manchester City women now in fourth. As it stands, the goal difference, as I say, is important because the goal difference is positive for. And there it is. Rebecca Canut there with the ball. That's a corner for Manchester City now. Maybe they can claw another one back. I don't think they'll have enough time to draw, but the match 4-4. But I've got Manchester United women there to hold out this 4-2-0 lead, and then what I'll do is I'll go into. Where's my phone? Oh. Then I'll go into the. I think the Manchester. Oh, that's offside surely now. Oh, the plug hasn't gone up. What's going on? That's offside. This is where players can get injured, where there's clearly been an offside. It wasn't. She wasn't just 1 or 2 yards. She was like 5 yards offside there. That's a mistake by the officials. For me, that's a mistake by the officials. And I have to say, this is that's bad. That's bad officiating for me. But I think Manchester United women will hold out for a 4-2 away win at Manchester City. A, a statement win there, I think, by the Manchester United women. Of course, last year the Manchester United women's team, they won the FA Cup against Tottenham Hotspur women, and it is not only because the way they've won is at the Etihad, it's at the home of Manchester City, and this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt the Manchester City squad. Of course, their manager Gareth Taylor there will be disappointing. Apparently, I think how the first half panned out for them, and also how they started the second half, conceding an early goal in the second half. So that's not good. So for me, um, Mark Skinner, of course, has done very well today for the Manchester United. They're still playing in injury time. They're like in about 4 minutes now. I think they've got about 5 or 6 minutes at the most of minimal time added on. I'm giving the player of the match to big up to you, Steve. I'm coming to you in a minute. I'm just at this match between the Manchester City women and the Manchester United women. They're just finishing off. They're into extra time, so I'll come to you in a second, buddy. Um, I think they'll hold out. I think Manchester United will hold out 4-2, and it was an amazing first half that saw 5 goals, with Manchester United taking the lead on 14 minutes. And then I think it was Tony then scoring the second, and then Manchester City pulling one back, and oh no, it was Galton who scored the second. I beg your pardon, for Manchester United, and then a second for Tony. That made it 3, but Manchester City pulled it back with 2 goals, one in added injury time. But then at the start of the second half, like within a minute, Manchester United scored one. So that's just whatever happened in the changing room at for the Manchester United for the Manchester City players, with Gareth Taylor. Whatever Gareth Taylor said to them at halftime, it just didn't work out. Big up to you, Steve. I'm good. Rangers win 5-0. Oh, well done. And Spurs lose again. Yeah, I'll come to that in a minute, buddy. I'm just doing the Manchester City women versus Manchester United, and then I'll come into the other bits. I want to finish this match, and then I'll need to do the results of the Women's Super League, and then I'll go into the other bits, other fixtures that happened today. I want to try and keep it in order. It's still 2 to Manchester City at the Etihad, and it is Manchester United 4 in the WSL. A massive statement win there by the Manchester United women in the WSL. For me, Mark Skinner will be. I think it was 1 at half time, because of the way Manchester United came out. Still, there's a player through there, and Keating there. For me, Manchester United women's team, they've had more intensity to the game, more attacking initiative behind the ball as they're attacking. And I'll tell you something, it's I said after half time, then for the Manchester City players to concede a goal, I was just thinking it can't be. We're in. Oh, what a challenge there! That's a hard challenge there. They're on 8. That's from Rachel Williams there, and right in the area there. I'll tell you something. Rachel Williams there, that challenge there, and they're into 8 minutes of added time, and I have to say, the Manchester United women players are still just leaving everything on that pitch. We're into the 9th minute of added time, and there is And there is a full-time whistle. It is Manchester City 2, Manchester United 4 in the WSL. This is what I call a statement win there by Manchester United away at the Etihad in the WSL. Absolutely, Mark Skinner has got this on spot. He started off with Misa Miyazawa and Jansen in the pivot in the midfield for Manchester United. But I think the player that led by example were both Letitia and Tony. They were both absolutely brilliant. I think they're both players of the match. I think you're going to have to give it. You got to give it to Tony. But I have to say um, that second. The commentators are talking about it. That first goal in early in the second half, it just whatever they said at halftime, whatever Gareth Taylor, the Manchester City manager, said to their players, uh, um, to Layla, the captain of Manchester City, uh, at halftime, must have just gone out the window because they came out the tunnel. The referee blew the whistle to start the second match, the second half, and then Manchester United just bash, boom, they just scored. It was their fourth goal. So from like the first minute of the second half, they just like that's they were 4-2 down. It is and then credit to and then from then on, because all the goals had been scored by the Manchester United quad there, and big up to Semic also in the chat. I'll come up to you guys with the other subjects in a moment because I'm just discussing the Manchester City versus Manchester United match is just finished, and also then afterwards I want to go into the results of the WSL, and then afterwards, after that, then I might go into and do a live stream on the other matches that are going on. But at the moment, I just want to focus on the WSL. A monumental statement win here for Mark Skinner, the Manchester United manager in the WSL, for Letitia, the captain of Manchester United women's team. And it's just absolutely, yeah, I'm just listening to the commentator, and they're agreeing with me that when the second half started, let me just double check to see if they changed anything. Yeah, no, at half time, Manchester City didn't change none of their players. So it was the same players came out for the second half. And then within the referee blowing the whistle and then the second half starting, Manchester United then went on to score their fourth goal. And I was like, I don't think even City can't come back from them. Viv is back for Manchester City. It's brilliant to see her back on the pitch. She has played 90. No, she hasn't. I beg your pardon. Viv was substituted on 77 minutes. Big up to everyone in the chat. I'm coming to you guys in a sec. And please hit a like and help me get to 5 likes if you can in the chat. And I have to say, this is, if I go to the tables now, just quickly for the top bit, Manchester United are up into third place on 24 points, having played 11. Excuse me. Manchester City, a women's team, on 11 points, having played 11 games, and they're on 22 points. I don't think this will be panic stations for Manchester City's team. It is 2 games on the bounce that they've lost in the WSL, but the squad depth that they've got in there, they can pull it back around, and I still think they can fight with Manchester United and Arsenal for that top 3 positions. The thing is, will Chelsea lose points? And let me just halt the commentary now on this one. Now I'm going to go over to the results of the WSL. But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. I didn't check if you guys can hear me all right. I should really do that first. Let's have a look. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. This is just a late watch along to the WSL conclusion, the last match between Manchester Manchester City versus Manchester United, and let's have a look here. What have we got here? So, um, damn. Let me see if I can get this going. Just going to check that you guys can hear me all right. Otherwise, I'm literally wasting my time. And then I'll quickly come to the chat. I'm coming, people. It is. Let's have a look. Oh, see if everyone can hear me all right. Okay, that's fine. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right. No, the sound is okay. If you're in the chat, please hit like and subscribe. If you are new, big up to Steve. He comes in and he says, I'm good with Rangers. Win 5-0 and Spurs lose again. I haven't seen that. I've been so busy today. So big up to you for letting me know that. I did get one prediction so far. It was Neftchi won Sabah in the Azerbaijan League. And I did games tomorrow. Also, I'll wait tomorrow to check them all. Right, so then we've got to wait for the results to come in for tomorrow. Palace finding it, is finding a form. They will have confidence going forward and still in the FA Cup. Yeah, absolutely. I presume you're talking about the men's side. Yes. And then Semic Haaland is ineffective. Good evening, Semic. I hope you're well. As Semic says, Haaland is ineffective against big teams. He loves coins against average teams. I don't underestimate Erling Haaland. If he gets the service, I've seen him play live at Selhurst Park, and it's a difficult task for centre backs or right backs or left backs to try and stop him coming in between the lines. He's a handful. So I kind of agree, but then I disagree because then I have to say, then look at all the trophies that they've won. That if Haaland is ineffective, then Manchester City wouldn't have won all those trophies in the last 3 to 4 years, in my opinion. But you might have a valid point there against the big teams. Diego, I'm very angry to Amorim. He should have given a chance to Bayer. He won't do. I can understand you've been unhappy because Amorim not choosing a different keeper, but the Manchester United. I'm an outsider looking into that football club, and the first team keeper is Onana. Unless he's injured or unless he goes through a real bad form that he makes too many mistakes. I don't see Amorim, but I haven't seen the goal. I haven't. No, did you see the Onana mistake? I haven't. I've been busy, so there you go. So you could be right. Did if Ruben if Ruben Amorim didn't bring in Bayern did, then in my opinion he's not going to replace Onana with him. If Ruben Amorim goes into the transfer window and gets himself a goalkeeper, then yes, that player will then replace Onana. But that's the way I see it. But maybe I'm wrong. Instead of Onana, you said earlier Banana should be number one goalkeeper after the Arsenal performance. I don't think I said that. I don't remember saying that, but I think I remember saying that. No, I don't remember saying that. But if you heard me say that, then apologies. But I don't. Onana is Manchester United's first goalkeeper. Unai Emery is not going to change him. I don't think so anytime soon. How Manchester City lost to big up to Marlon as Stulis. It's ended Manchester City 2, Manchester United 4 in the WSL. And Semic says, did you see the Onana mistake? I'll go to the men's team later on because I want to concentrate on the women's team. I'm doing that. This is I want to focus. I want to focus on the WSL, but I do like that you guys are putting questions in there Initially, I thought Palace would be in the Championship. Right. Okay. I'll concentrate about the men's side later on. I want to focus on the WSL. But thanks for the questions. I'll come back to them later on. I will come back to the questions later on. Right. Manchester City has, because somebody has asked in the chat, what was the score? So I'm going to write it in the chat. Full time results. Manchester City 2. I just can't believe that after half time, they come out, the Manchester City team comes out, and within 1 minute they concede a goal. And to do that, it's just like, how do you climb back out of that situation? And I was listening to the commentators, and they couldn't find the solution for this. I mean, credit to the Manchester City players; they tried to do it, and full-time rest Manchester City 2, 4, and then of course that's just United, and I'm going to put in here the WSL so everyone can see. Oops. That's the result. I'm just trying to wait to see if there is a commentary from oh no, they're going to close it up now. No, they've stopped it. All right, never mind. I wanted to see if I could hear the commentary. Big up to Semic there. I'll go into Pep Guardiola later on because I want to focus on the WSL for the moment. The WSL, right? So this match here today, this Sunday, I think, as I said earlier on, I think it's a monumental, not monumental. I will say it's what you call like in boxing, you have a statement fight in your career. And I think in this year's WSL campaign, I think people right at the end of the WSL campaign will be saying, do you remember that first game at the beginning of the year? The way the Manchester United women just took it to the City players at the Etihad, and then coming out at half time, boom, they scored their fourth goal. And Tony there is just absolutely. I'm just trying to see if there's any commentary from her. Please, I hope the yeah, everyone's talking about it. I'm listening to ex-England defender Lindsay Johnson, brilliant player back in the day, brilliant player for the Lionesses, and she's put it on point. And on that 46 minutes from Ella Tony, it was just, how do you recover that? How do you? It's like you're watching a football match and you go, it's done. It's done. But that's the 46 minutes. But credit, as I say, then onwards. And that's why I wanted to give man of the match to Leticia, who's the Manchester United women's captain. She's so led by example on that pitch as the captain of the Manchester United team. And but Ella Tony there, and respect to Ella Tony, because while she had an injury some time ago, she received some very unpleasant comments sent to her, and that was out of order, out of line. If you're going to constructively criticize a football player, whether it's in the women's game or in the men's game, then do so. But if you're going to criticize a person because of their appearance, and when they're actually not playing and they're on the sideline injured, that's a bit, where you going with this? You know what I mean? So that's she's doing her talking. Ella Tony there for Manchester United, doing her talking on the pitch, and she's actually a brilliant content creator. She's brilliant on social media. She creates content. When she does stuff with other channels. Ella Tony, please come on to my channel. That would be brilliant. I'd absolutely love it. But yeah, so she does her talking on the football, but she, as a content creator on social media, Ella Tony is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I think it's just a bad day at work, at the office for the City players. I don't think it'd be panic stations for them. Okay, they have lost two on the bounce. Um, it is they're still celebrating the Manchester United women. Of course, the one at the Etihad. That's it's oh, there's they're holding up their shirt, a 23 shirt for Guezi, the number 23, the Manchester United players there. It is because the Brazilian football player, she wasn't available due to a family bereavement. So the Manchester United women's team there at the Etihad holding her jersey there, um, and presumably Gazy there of a Manchester United as a forward player. She'll be pleased to see that, no doubt. And that's a team spirit that they've clearly got over there. Absolutely taking the highlights. I've just seen replays there of Ella Tony, all her third goals, and she just was unplayable. The Manchester City, Alexandri, and Kanak, they just couldn't cope with her. They could not cope with her. And in the end, Manchester City, they're just conceding that goal. I mean, whatever Mark Skinner, the Manchester United manager, said to Ella Tony at half time, or maybe didn't say, I don't know, but she came out and it's like the whistle blows and then another goal, the fourth goal. But it was just the way it was scored. And they're just now showing the her third goal, and it was just, you just can't come back from that. I'm so happy for Ella Tony there. It's she's doing her talking on the pitch and sending a few messages to people who have criticised her before unfairly, in my opinion. And yeah, good to her. Good to her. They're going to be absolutely a nightmare to play against for the Crystal Palace women players who featured today. And just waiting to see if there's an interview from her. And if I'll relay the words from her or perhaps from Mark Skinner, the Manchester United manager. But I'm not getting it. Let me just go into it again, see if I can hear something. Big up to you guys in the chat. Just be a second. No, that's gone to something else now. All right, never mind it. Yeah, Ella Tony, she's gonna get. Oh, she's speaking to Sky Sports now. Right, so let me just see if I can get something. All right, just bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can get logged onto Sky. So I'm gonna do. Oh, I think I've missed it. Oh. I don't think they're going to show it. I'm going to see if I can get this on. I probably missed it now. No, it's not letting me log on. No. Oh, I know how I can do it. Hold on a minute. Oh. Right, one last try. No, it didn't let me do it. All right, it didn't let me do it. So it is what it is. I wonder if they might have it on here. Let me just check. Just coming to people. Damn it. No, they're not doing it. All right, it's not meant to be. It's not meant to be. I did try. I do apologise. Big up to Samek there in the chat. I will come over to those matches in a minute. I know there's some other matches they're going off, but I've got to concentrate on the WSL because there's a lot of football in the WSL that's kicked off. Right. there's a big tribute to Gacy, whom obviously is back in Brazil because of a family bereavement. Also, it's a nice touch there from Viviana Midema. There goes over there to greet Keating, and yeah, it's been a real tough experience there for Keating, the Manchester City young English goalkeeper, and but I don't. I think there'd be enough resolve from the Manchester City players there. This one's gonna hurt because it happened in their own backyard at the Etihad. It's the way that it's not just that the fact that they lost at the Etihad; it's the way they lost, and sometimes that kind of I think sometimes pushes the teams together even more to get back into training to fight even harder for each other. I certainly see that with the performances of the Crystal Palace women. They don't give up on each other, even after bad results. And it's it's a difficult one. Big up to Stephen, and he says, "How do you?" Yeah, I know you're asking me a question, guys, on the men's football, but this one I'm doing about the women's football. So I'm gonna, to be fair to this one, I'm just concentrating on this one. I'm not gonna ignore it, but I want to do. This is about the WSL, the women's, and the women's football, and it's just it, I'm doing the stream for that. Then if I start talking about the men's team, it's going to be like, well, and I haven't even mentioned the Crystal Palace women's performance today. So I will come to you guys talking about the men's football in a sec. Just give me some time, please. So where was I? I'm just looking at that. There was a tribute there, and young players playing for Manchester City, and some veteran players like Vivian Miedema. They're of course ex-Arsenal player, just come back from her injury. I think this is her second match for Manchester City. She nearly played the full 90 minutes, so it's absolutely it's a breath of fresh air to see Viviana Miedema, Viv, back on the pitch, and because she's not mature, an experienced professional Netherlands international women's football player, and also an experienced WSL player. She goes over to Keating, who is the Manchester City Kiara Keating, who's had a tough. She's had a tough day today at the Etihad. Um, it's not just, as I say, the fact that Manchester City women have lost against Manchester United is the way they lost the match. I mean, to come after halftime and to do that, no one cares. Right. Semi, you just said, don't get me wrong, but no one cares about women's football. We are interested in men's football. Right. Hold on a second, buddy. I'm not having that in my channel. So there, that person is gone. I'm not going to have that kind of writing on my channel. If you don't like women's football at club level or international level, you're entitled to your opinion. But this is my channel, and I am doing content about the WSL fixtures that happened today, and I will not have those type of comments in my chat. So that person will no longer be welcome here. That I'm not having that. I am not having that. Now, that person that probably has never probably been to a match of women's football, and I strongly urge people who may not like women's football to go and watch your local team that has a women's team in it, and see the work that they put in their performances in matches when they're winning and when they're losing, and then come back and tell me if I'm wrong, and we can debate it. But I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that on my channel. So that person is gone. Right, quickly, because I do want to go on to the other issues, but I'm not going to have anything said against women's football. I'm not having that on my channel. No way. Right. Here's the pictures. I don't know if in the future I might be able to show some of the pictures, but I don't know what you can show live or not, because I mean I don't know how to do it now. But they're showing photographs. Yeah, if they're showing photographs only, not even the video, that means there's copyright. You won't be able to show it. But they're showing the 3 photos of Ella Tony there for Manchester United, her 3 goals. But is that 3rd goal coming out into the second half, the first minute? She just absolutely just silenced the whole of Manchester, and it's like, this player, she's on fire. She's like, this is my ball, and I've scored 3 goals. I'm taking this ball home. And that was, yeah, absolutely. Big up to the Morality channel. Absolutely, that's better. Yeah, that first half, I was only hearing it. I didn't actually see it, but I heard bits of it, and it ended that first half. If anyone's not doesn't know, that first half between Manchester City versus Manchester United, it ended the halftime. It was Manchester City 2. Manchester United 3. It was 5 goals in it. So I was thinking to myself, well, at half time, that's where I suppose, without having zero experience in coaching or management at all, at any level, I expect that's when the managers, in this case, Gareth Taylor, and for City and Manchester United's Mark Skinner, will have the opportunity to talk to their players and either correct some things, either say something, or sometimes not say too much, and let the players, because these are all these players playing for Manchester City and for Manchester United, they are all professional, international players. They haven't just walked onto the park. All right. So they're all professional players. So if they're having a dip in performance, or they know that they're not up to the levels where they should be, and they will know how to, professionals will know how to correct that, I expect. So sometimes maybe saying less sometimes speaks more. And for me, Manchester City, Gareth Taylor, I'm sure he tried to give encouragement to, because if you look at half time, he didn't change anything. The only substitute that he did, the first one, was he take Viv off on 77 minutes, and then he took Park off on 85 minutes. But at half time, so literally he left his players out there. And I think he's done that. I think Gareth Taylor's done that for a reason, because these players for Manchester City haven't not just lost to Manchester United at the Etihad, it's the way that they lost. Yeah, I agree with you. There should have been more goals in there. I will come up to the previous chats there. Player of the match. Yeah, I know. People see, everyone's giving Ella Tony the player of the match, and I think they should. I'm not looking at. Absolutely, they should. But the way I look at football, the way I idolize football, just look at the performance of Laetitia, the Manchester United's captain. She's so, not just her, but Turner as well. They were absolutely involved in everything, in my opinion. Of course, Ella Tony scored those goals, but anything that was coming anywhere near Tullis Joyce there in their goal, Laetitia and Turner were leading by example. And to win like this, you've got to lead by example. And this is where captains on the pitch show what they're about. And Laetitia there is between her and Ella Tony, in my opinion. But yeah, you got to give it to Ella Tony. She scored 3 goals, and as I say, because of the unfair criticism that Ella Tony previously received while she was sitting on the bench, and someone said some really horrible things to her. I don't agree with that. If you're going to be constructive about a football player, do so because of their football. If you're going to do it because of something else, will go your way, but that's not my cup of tea. So Ella Tony doing a talking on the pitch, and as I say, Ella Tony is absolutely brilliant in content creation. Go and look at her on YouTube, on other platforms. She speaks absolutely brilliant about football. And if you're a content creator like me, new, go and watch what she does. She's absolutely brilliant. So Now she deserves to get there to take the football home with her. She scored 3 goals today, but it was that third goal, um, the first minute of the second half. I think I've mentioned it now 4 times. I'll stop rabbiting on about it. It just went. I was like, how is anything? How is anyone going to beat this? How is anyone going to beat this? And it was that kind of like sealed. It was like the knockout blow. If you look at that in a boxing stance, when two boxers are in a fighting ring, this is a statement winning performance by the Manchester United team over Manchester City at the Etihad in the WSL, and Ella Tony and her captain as well, leading by example on the pitch. And I just hope that I don't even know when they're playing against my Crystal Palace women. I just hope those two have a day off. Please have a day off. But going to talk about Manchester City quickly. I think the reason I'm just trying to look at it logically from a manager's coach's perspective. When they considered that fourth goal, it was about, in my opinion, confining any further damage and trying to get back into the match. And I think that is what Gareth Taylor was trying to do in that second half by keeping all his players on the pitch at the Etihad to try and claw one back, and then maybe something could happen. But then again, that's why I'm saying that the captain of Manchester United, led by example, and prevented that from happening. So it was, absolutely brilliant. Big up to Steve. He says, who's been the best player in Manchester City and Manchester United? I'm just a bit old school. There's something about well, not old school really, but it's just brilliant to see Vivian Miedema back from injury. When I used to watch her play for Arsenal from a distance, because the Crystal Palace women team last season were in the Championship, we weren't not in the WSL, but you cannot not help then before for the last. Well, she was injured most of the last season, but I'm talking about the season before that. She's such a talented player on the ball, the way she turns with the ball, the way she controls the ball, and she can pick a pass. Oh my days, can Viv still pick a pass? And I think she's helping the young players at Manchester City evolve the levels that I expect. One example was right at the end, Viv went over to the Manchester City, her goalkeeper at Manchester City. Quickly, I'll say again, Kira Keating, and just grabbed her and says, "Look, it's a bad day, you know what I mean? But you're playing for City, and it's a tough evening, no doubt." And Kira Keating, there, of course, she plays for England as well. They need to get together and work that one through. So for City, Steve, I would give it to Viv, and also, but for Manchester United, I know you want one for Manchester United, but I'm going to give it two. I've got to give it to Ella Tony there for scoring that third goal. The first minute into the second half was just a game breaker. There, it's just I don't think. Perhaps the only team out there that could have recovered from that, had they been coming out of half time and conceding a fourth goal, would be a team like Chelsea, Barcelona. Not so much Real Madrid, but certainly Barcelona's women's team. Those two teams could have even been 4-2 down at home. They could have found something with the squad in depth to pull it out the bag. But today it was just a bad day for Manchester City. But as I say, it's not the fact that Manchester United won 4-2 at the Etihad, it's how they won it. And everyone, I think, at the end of the season, if you then look at the placings of Manchester City and Manchester United at the end of the WSL campaign, of the 2024-25 campaign, they're going to be looking at, did you remember what happened on, when was it, January the 19th? That changed everything. I think people are going to be looking back to that. So well done, the Manchester United team there, winning 4-2 away at the Etihad there. Ella Tony getting a hat trick, and getting player of the match, no doubt. And no, I'm going to say Sky Sports has just released it. So this is the Manchester City manager, Gareth Taylor, speaking on Sky Sports. So big up to Sky Sports. I cannot see who the Sky Sports reporter is, so I can't give his or her name. So I don't understand why they don't put the name of the reporter. They should do it. Anyway, and then also Ella Tony's now been interviewed, but I'm going to quickly do the Manchester City. So I'll finish on a happy note, sort of obviously. So I'll do the Manchester City manager quickly first. And the reason why I like to do this, what the managers say after the WSL matches, is because you get like it's like a window portal. You get into the mindset of the managers and the coaches. I know I am conscious that they are talking to the media. So what they say to the media it is what it is, and I expect what they say in the changing room to their players may have other sort of seasoning to it, if you like, um, to um, to get things better, corrected, or congratulating their players. But I just had it and I've lost it. Let me just refresh it. Oh, I'm coming. Big up to everyone in the chat. Just coming to you guys. I said, Tony. She's absolutely buzzing. She can't stop smiling. And who would? Who would? It's gone away. I just had the report from the Manchester City. All right, then forget about it. I'll just do the right, here we go. So I'm going to go for the first bit. This is Manchester United. So Ella Tony speaking to Sky Sports. Again, I don't know who the reporter is. I don't know. And she says, yeah, we're speechless as well. It's a derby. It means so much. That's what I was saying. I thought we put on a massive shift and a great performance, and I think we deserve that. She goes on to say, this is Ella Tony speaking to Sky Sports. I was letting the girls know, girls, I've never scored in a Manchester City derby. For a girl that supports Manchester United, I know what these derbies mean. Ella Tony goes on to say, I want to continue into every game making something happen on the pitch and putting in a shift for the girls. But today I wanted a goal. She just wanted a goal. She's got three. She's got 3 goals. She's taking the football home. Ella Tony, big up to her. She goes, I wanted a goal and managed to get 3. So a special day for me. And Ella Tony goes on to say, I could have done it without the players, the staff. It's been nice to get on the score sheet. She's very humble. She's very humble. And I like her Ella Tony's directness. If you look at the content creation that Ella Tony does on the channels that she's on YouTube and other platforms, she's direct, and I love that. I love that. If you're a content creator like myself, young, not young, I'm not young, but new into content creating, and you want to do content about women's football, the WSL or the Championship, in the Barclays Championship, which is what I started to do last season. I was looking at what Ella Tony was doing on social media because she's direct and she's just as humble as she comes. She's absolutely brilliant. So well done to her. She also goes on to say, Ella Tony speaking to Sky Sports about coming back after the injury. She goes on to say, this is Ella Tony speaking to Sky Sports. Again, I don't know who the reporter is from Sky Sports, so sorry, guys. But she says, when I got injured, it was a blessing in disguise. Looking back, I needed it, and not just physically, but mentally as well. I've used my time wisely to get back fitter, stronger, but more importantly, look after myself. I think for all my family, it was nice for us just to have a little breakaway. We obviously miss Dad a lot, and it's been tough, but I couldn't have done it without these lot, with the team. So yeah, buzzing. Oh, that's like, I'm going to get teary eye here now because of Ella Tony. Big up to her. And it's coming. I said it was a game. What's going on in the chat, guys? I'll come back to the chat in a minute. Big up to you, Steve, in the chat. So yeah, Ella Tony there saying about her. This is brilliant advice. I mean, what I think sometimes football fans don't understand is um, um, that players, of course, are so it's not just in the women's game, in the men's games as well. There's just so many players getting injured. Someone needs to look at it. Um, why are so many players picking up so serious injuries? Not whilst being colliding with another player, but they just get so many injuries. And Ella Tony, they're speaking to Sky Sports, and this is if this is not wise words for any person that gets injured, whether a young player in a squad, an established player, or a player looking to end their career. Ella Tony says, I'll re-quote her here. She says, I've used my time wisely to get back fitter, stronger, but more importantly, to look after myself. And it looks like she also had some time off with her family, because they spent probably a lot of time away from their folks, traveling up and down all over the place, probably with training and with matches. So congratulations to Ella Tony there. I'm absolutely buzzing for her, and definitely anybody out there, go and check out her content on YouTube. She's absolutely brilliant. Certainly when it comes to do of women's football, but she added her own twist in it. She actually gives it a humor side of it, which is absolutely brilliant. She's brilliant. So I recommend it if you're a content creator doing stuff about women's football, whether it's in the Barclays Championship or Barclays WSL leagues or international women's football. Just go and check out the content from Ella Tony. It's well recommended. Now, moving on to the Manchester City manager, Gareth Taylor, speaking on Sky Sports. Again, there is no name of the reporter, so I can't see who's putting the questions. Gareth Taylor says, our build-up play is normally a really strong part of our game. It's the way I like to play, but we got it wrong tonight on a number of occasions. So that's a very honest and direct answer there by Gareth Taylor on a very difficult night for him at home. We gave easy goals. The decision making was off from us, and it's frustrating to give away 3 goals in that manner. The fourth was difficult to take because it's a situation we don't need to be in. He's echoing what I was just thinking. I was like, how do you come back from that? That third goal from Ella Tony was just absolutely a knockout blow. It's just like you don't, the referee could have went 1, 2, 3, like like they're doing in boxing ring, 1, 2, 3 up to 10, the 10-minute, 10-second count. It was a knockout blow. It was a knockout blow. You just had to recover it. And then he goes on to say, it's hard for Kira Keaton. That is the Manchester City goalkeeper. She's young. She plays for she's an England international. So, but this is a tough night for her. So let's see what he says. So this is Gareth Taylor talking to Sky Sports. He says it's hard for Kira Keaton. You feel responsible and like you've let the team down, but she's been really good for us, and she's a young keeper. So she's going to make mistakes. All goalkeepers. Sorry, the thing just moved. Oh, damn it. She's going. So she's going to make mistakes. All goalkeepers go through that. What you want to see is the strength of character coming back and get their execution right next time. Absolutely, absolutely, and that's why Viv. I have so much admiration for how I think Viv. Not for the work that she's just done for women's football in Arsenal, but what she's doing clearly now at the end of that match, going over to Kieran Keating, and just grabbing her and says, "Look, you can get through this. You're an England international, and you are Manchester City's goalkeeper. You will get through this, regardless of what happened tonight." I'm not sure that's what she said to Karen Keating, but that's what it's about. And this is the words from Gareth Taylor saying that he's now looking to see how not just Kira Keating expects response from it tonight, but from everything else. That's a very honest answer there by the Manchester City manager, Gareth Taylor. And then he goes on to say, the margins are so tight in this league, this is what I said earlier on, that a loss can be detrimental. You can lose one game in a season and not win the title. Is that conceding the title? I don't know. Um, the transfer window's still there. I will say to Manchester City fans out there. But Gareth Taylor there, yeah, he's just been direct, he's been humble, and he's been honest about his answers to Sky Sports. He's not going to try and use narratives like other managers in the Premier League, in the men's side, that they blame the football because of a loss. Gareth Taylor here has been absolutely humble and direct and answering those questions and says, look, you know. And then he says it's an uphill battle, but we have another game on Wednesday. So that's in the League Cup, and it's an opportunity to turn things around in our favour. And I think this goes back to what I said earlier on as to why I think Gareth Taylor, even after that fourth goal going in the first minute of the second half for Manchester United, I think that's why he left his players on the pitch. Because everyone's going to be talking about Ella Tony, and rightly so. Everyone's going to be talking about the performance of. I'm talking about. Go and look at that second half performance of Letizia, the Manchester United's captain, keeping it so they don't concede any more goals. She led by example. This is when you need good, experienced captains in. If they're playing in the defence, absolutely there to lead by example. Letizia and Turner, they were absolutely instrumental for Manchester United not conceding any more goals in the second half. Make no mistake about it. But for me, everyone's going to talk about, of course, Ella Tony, which is right. She deserves football and everything that she gets. Absolutely. And I'm shouting out Letizia and Turner in the Manchester United defence. But no one is talking about that the fact that, or maybe no one will, because everyone's just saying, oh my God, look what's just happened tonight at the Etihad. But in the second half, after that fourth goal for Manchester United, the same players for Gareth Taylor's Manchester City stayed on the pitch until around the 76-minute mark, where Viv was replaced and Park was replaced on 85 minutes. So I think he deliberately left those players in there because he's thinking, okay, today's done. We've got a League Cup on Wednesday, and then we've got a game at the weekend, I expect. And the thing is, what he's probably saying to himself, these players will want to see it through, and they will grow, I expect, as a team. They've got experienced players there in the Manchester City, not just the players that started today, but they've got experienced players on the bench as well, and they'll pull it through. I don't think it'll be panic stations. I think it will hurt because it's not just two games that they've lost on the bounce. It's not just because they lost today at the Etihad. I'll say it for the last time. It's just the way that they lost. Big up to everybody. Big up to good evening, James Stone, dropping in there. I'll come up to you, and I will go into the men's side as well, but I haven't even touched the Crystal Palace women's side as well. So good evening, James Stone, and I hope you're well, and I'll come up to you guys in a minute. I just want to round off that performance by I wanted to see if there was a quote there from the Manchester United manager. Of course, is Mark Skinner, and no, all I can see is Gareth Taylor, who's the Man City manager. I think that's very direct. And now their role I expect the manager of Manchester City and the manager and the coaching staff of Manchester City is to listen and talk to their players, not just the young players in their squad, the established players, but the players coming towards the end of their careers, and getting them together, getting back in training, and just fighting the course. It's we're in January. It's January the 19th, and I can't wait to see all the headlines. I bet your social media is just going absolute mental for Ella Tony, and she deserves it. She absolutely deserves it. So that's a statement win. Make no mistake about it. At the end of this season, people will be looking back at tonight, at this match, at that fourth goal by Ella Tony. It was just a knockout blowout. The commentator was like, how did they recover from that? And as I say, the only two teams that I think could have recovered that would have been Chelsea and Barcelona. The thing is, they wouldn't have been in those situations. They don't really find themselves in those situations that many times to be 4-2 down on the first minute of the second half at any team, at any level. So, Barcelona women and Chelsea women, I think they're the only ones who could have recovered that situation to a certain extent. Right. I'm going to leave that match there now. I was kind of waiting for I can't see any talk there. Right, I'll leave that alone. Big up to the chat. I will come to the chat in just a minute. Also, other results here in there today in the WSL. I'm going to leave the Arsenal to Crystal Palace to the last because it's a heartbreaker for me, and I was so proud of them. Um, there's I'll go into it now. They conceded early doors, so within 10 minutes they conceded away. It wasn't at the Emirates; it was at Meadow Park, and good attendance there, nearly well over 3,000 and a half. And so that's brilliant to see. And it's just the squad in depth, quality in the sense of experienced players that Arsenal have. Make no mistake about it, Crystal Palace also have squad in depth, and we have international women's players there as well. But it's just Arsenal. I think for them to, I was hoping that the Crystal Palace women would get into the first 15-30 minutes and just keep it at 0-0 and get to half time at 0-0. That's what my hope was before even the lineups came out. But Williamson there scoring early doors on 6 minutes. And then, but this is the bit which is it's just a heartbreaker for me as a Crystal Palace fan. We were looking at the Crystal Palace women performing in the WSL. They want, need, and desire to fight for each other on the pitch, to fight for their manager Laura Kaminsky. Got them to half time against Arsenal women's team in the WSL just to 1-0. And when the second half kicked off, I think they had lasted about 10 minutes, about 15 minutes, and then Arsenal just stepped it up. I think they did if I'm not mistaken, 50. So yeah, they did a substitution. I knew it. Hold on a minute. Manu came off. I remember hearing it. Manu came off around the 55 minutes, and then the goals just started to come in, and their midfield just completely dominated the possession, and it was just heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. But listen, I reckon Laura Kaminsky and the coaching staff, I don't know anyone at the football club, but I reckon that they will all be looking at themselves and they'll be saying, we kept it to a 1-0 up to half time and into the second half. And those positives is what they need to build on. Because to do it against Arsenal, away at Arsenal, it takes some doing it. I'm not trying to put plasters on the results because they have lost 5-0. It hurts. I was at the first match when they lost 4-0 against the Tottenham Hotspur women in the first match of the WSL campaign for Laura Kaminsky, her staff, and the Crystal Palace women's players. I was there. And but if there's one thing that I noticed then to what I notice now, and I've said it before, and I'm not just saying it because I'm biased, I'm a Crystal Palace fan. I'm saying it because I've seen it time and time again. The Crystal Palace women, they don't give up on each other on that pitch. They don't give up on each other on levels, and they don't give up playing for their manager. I sense it, I feel it, and as long as I sense it and feel it, they will get the results coming in that they duly reserve in the terms of points and just getting off that the bottom of the WSL. Now, we have signed a new signing. Clarissa has signed in a Canadian international, but I think they're waiting for some. Well, the last I heard was that it was something to do with international clearances. So there's obviously technicalities. So Crystal Palace women there, they are bringing players in. Grace Williams, which is the head of English. The head of women's football at Crystal Palace, no doubt is working extra hard with her staff, like she did last year for Laura Kaminsky, and it's a good working team. They won the trophy. Oh, I haven't got my winning cup here, so it's a tough one for the It's a tough one to take. 5-0 is 5-0. And I don't even want to look at the WSL table. The goal difference, whoa, it's minus 23. That's the thing that worries me. Not so much the point score, because we're on, the Crystal Palace women are on 5 points, and we're still in reach of 10th, 9th place, or even 8th, really. If they can just get 2 wins, and they will. They will. I know people are saying to me, they're probably laughing at me, but they will. Laura Kominski will get wins. Home and away, she will. Laura won't give up. Laura won't give up. I know she won't. She's not that type of a coach or manager. She will keep fighting with her players and with her staff. We've had Jeffrey there and all the coaching staff there. Now, it just hurt. It hurts. It hurts just to watch that. So imagine the players having to receive that, and no doubt, I'm just going to go back into it. Over 3,500 football fans went to that pitch at Meadow Park to watch the Arsenal winning 5, Crystal Palace 0, and I expect a large proportion of that would have been Crystal Palace women's football fans, and I will guarantee you, I wasn't there because I wasn't there today, but I will guarantee you that even after that 5-0 loss, after that loss, the Crystal Palace women, Amy Everett, and the Crystal Palace women's captain and the other players, after that, they would have gone over to the Crystal Palace fans and they would have signed autographs, done selfies, and they would have been hurting. They would have been hurting, but they won't give up. They won't give up, and I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up on them. I don't care. I don't care if people think I'm deluded or anything like that, but they will get the results and they will remain in the WSL. Mark my words, they will. You wait and see. Right. So yeah, I'm not happy that the Crystal Palace women have lost 5-0 to Arsenal, but I gather strength and encouragement, and I can't wait to watch the replay again during the next few days of them keeping it to 1-0 up to half time and into the second half. I want to see what they were doing right and then what changed it within Arsenal. It's the squad in depth that they've got. And can I just add to this, the net spend that Arsenal have on their players, if you add the net spend of the last 2 transfer windows, net spend in comparison to what Grace Williams has had to work with, it's just not on the same levels. All right. We're not on the same levels. All right. So I'm just saying that in perspective. I'm not just saying that to make excuses. It is just a fact. Okay. We're not in the transfer market as in the same as the likes of what Arsenal can do in the transfer window in the WSL. Right. That's Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0. And they'll get the results here. I'm not giving up. The next one, another 5-0. And West Ham United team, they're a good side. Let me see if their captain played. Yeah, Corey played there. Raheem Skinner is the manager of West Ham United, and of course the manager of Chelsea women. Of course, none other than Sonia Bombasta. She went with Nuskin and Cuthbert in the midfield, in the pivot there, with Beaver Jones and Baltimore attacking either wing side, and Ramirez, Colombian international, la colombiana Ramirez para Chelsea. And she didn't score today. Oh my day! She's got to be fuming. She's got to be fuming. The Colombian international, Maria Ramirez, she started up top for Chelsea, and their side has scored 5 goals, and she's not on the score sheet. Believe me, she's not going to be happy. Her team has won. Don't get me wrong. Their team has just won 5-0. But strikers, if you're starting up for a side and you haven't, not even an assist, oh my day, she's going to be fuming. Por favor, ¿qué pasó? Ramirez, ¿qué le pasó? I'm just doing a bit of banter there. Big up to everyone. Right, I will actually. I'm taking the liberties. I've totally forgotten the chat. I'm going to get in trouble now. Big up to Steve RSC. He says everyone likes different things. It's okay. I'm interested in a lot of leagues. Absolutely. There's an example there. I'm actually learning from the comments that you bring in, Steve, about the Azerbaijan, the Bulgarian leagues, other leagues. You learn about context, about what type of leagues they play there, how their fans see their leagues. You learn about the sport, and who's your favorite Palace. No one has heard. And who is your favorite Palace player in the women's team? 100% is it's a Republic of Ireland international. The women's player. Her name is Hayley Nolan. I am so happy she's back from an injury. She's been playing for. I think she's now started 2 matches. Oh, I should really know that. But she was my vote. I haven't got the poster with me, but Hayley Nolan. She has played for the Republic of Ireland, and she's a defender. She normally plays just alongside her captain Amy Everett in defence. And my vote last season, because the fans get to vote for their decision on who they thought, and I'm going to get in trouble. I was going to give it to Elise Hughes, but Elise Hughes, bless her, of course, she got that horrendous injury. And congratulations to Elise Hughes for getting back on the grass, training, and hopefully soon she'll be selectable for Laura Kaminsky. But for time on the pitch, it was between Hayley Nolan for me and Molly May Sharp, and Molly May Sharp got it. Molly May Sharp got the most votes because the intensity, the drive that Molly May Sharp brings to the team for Crystal Palace women, whether she starts in the lineup or whether she comes on as a substitute, and she can play in various positions as well. That's why she got the vote. I mean, they're all loved, absolutely. All the players at Crystal Palace women's team, but I gave it to Hayley Nolan, and because you asked, I'm going to give it specifically why. There was a game that I was watching at Selhurst Park, and early on in that match, I was sitting 2 rows away watching the Crystal Palace women's team. I think it was against the Southampton team. I think it was the Southampton one because there was 2 matches that they played at Selhurst Park in the Championship, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, because the last one was Sunderland, where they picked up the trophy. Anyway, but against Southampton, Hayley Nolan picked up an injury on her shoulder, and the tackle was horrible because it was just the way she collided with the other player. And I saw it there, I was within 10 to 15 yards away from the tackle, Steve. And I went, oh my days, there's no way she's going to get up from that. I mean, I wouldn't get up for it for another 2 months. And she got up. The doctors sort of must have given her a painkiller or something, of course, for the pain. And she shouldered on. It started to wet. It started to rain. Everything. She absolutely did an extra shift, regardless of the weather, regardless of the injury. We lost that match at home. It was a tough one because there was a lot of advertising because we were playing at Selhurst Park, the Crystal Palace women versus the Southampton women. But she got that injury, and she fought and she fought and she fought. And I was saying to myself, that's literally when the match finished and all the players sort of then go over to do. She couldn't even put a coat on. She couldn't put her arm into the coat because it must have been hurting so much up here. And I think that's got something to do. So I gave it to her because of her endeavour last season. Not just that, she's a defender, but she can play in midfield, in my opinion, and she can score goals. She scored goals for us last season. If you don't believe me, go and watch them on YouTube. They're there. They're absolutely brilliant. So Hayley Nolan, the Republic of Ireland international, and Crystal Palace women player. She's if you're talking about a favourite on the pitch, she's absolutely brilliant, and I hope she continues to work and get in the squad for Laura Kaminsky for the rest of the WSL campaign. Now, where are we? I've lost the chat. So that was Steve, and then quickly, Normality Channel's Riley tells us that first half tool poor, that was cracking. Absolutely, there. I know you're talking about the Manchester City versus Manchester United. 5 goals. Yeah, 5 goals in that first half. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Yeah, it's a statement performance there by Manchester United, caused by Ella Tony there. Ella Tony is my player of the match. Yep, you're giving it to her. For the second half, I think their captain, Tisse, Letitia, I think she's up there as well with that performance. But you've got to give it 3 goals. And for all the absolute nonsense and ridiculous bad comments, that's putting it very mild, horrible comments that Ella Tonis had to put up recently while she was injured, people criticizing her appearance and all sorts of idiotic things. Um, um, Good on her. She's come back from an injury, and she's doing her talking. And as I say, if you're a content creator like me, and you're starting to do content about women's football in the WSL or in the Championship, or women's international football, go and check out what Ella Tony does on YouTube and on other content creation platforms out there. She's absolutely brilliant. You learn, you pick up things, and you're thinking, I need to communicate like that. I need to be entertaining like her. She's direct, she's humble, and she's she's just like something she goes, oh my god, that's brilliant. It's like you're taking notes. She's brilliant. So I will recommend it. I'm sure that every content creator out there that talks about women's football, they look at what Ella Tony does. She's brilliant. End of. So well done to her today. And I'm not surprised you went for her as the player of the match. That's the Normality channel with Riley Taylor. Well said there. That could be more goals. Oh, this is when the match was still. Yeah, this is the thing about people are not going to be talking about this, but Manchester City restricted Manchester United from scoring any further goals in that second half. So that gives. That's something to build from there. Okay, that first half was like, oh my days, and that first minute of the second half, you can't put it all just on the goalkeeper of Manchester City. It is what it is. But for the rest of the second half, it didn't. If you notice, there were no only Viv came off on 77 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So the same players stayed on the pitch for Manchester City, and they saw it out, and that will give them resolve. They're a good team. My days, believe me, they're a good team. So they'll pick themselves up, no doubt, no doubt. With experienced players like Viv in their squad, absolutely, in my opinion. Who's been the best player for we've done for Manchester City. I'll give it to Viv, and for Manchester United, yeah, give it to Ella Tony. You got to give it to her. She's got 3 goals, monumental. But her captain, just look at that second half performance from her captain of Manchester United. Okay, it said that this game is at Manchester City Stadium. Yes, it is. Not always is there, but for some, because it's Manchester versus Manchester. This is massive in the calendar of the WSL, and that's what it is. It's not just a venue. It's just not that it happened. It's not that it happened. 2 and 4 goals scored for Manchester United. It's the mannerism of how it was just the knockout blow on the first minute of the second half. Everyone's going to be talking about this for the next few days and probably until the end of the WSL season, I reckon. So yeah, it did occur at the Etihad, the home of Manchester City Football Club. Steve, what match is? Oh, right, 4-2. So that's somebody else. Eagles. Good evening, James Stone. I hope you're well. Shalom to you. I hope you're well. All good for the Old Trafford away. Let's get unbeatable. Let's Brentford first Eagles. And James Stone, I got rid of Samek because he said something horrible against, not horrible, but really horrible against women's football, and I'm not having that. Shalom, shalom, says James Stone. So shalom, shalom to you as well. Diego's a double. I don't think so. I don't think I'm a WSL expert. I need to pull up my sleeves and my socks and get down to the matches. That's the only way to learn about how your football team is doing in the WSL by going to the matches. That's the only way to get the real pulse on it. And I haven't had opportunities. I've been to the first match of the WSL, Tottenham Hotspur women versus Crystal Palace women at the beginning of the season, and absolutely love to see the Crystal Palace team in the WSL. Absolutely. And I think this guy has come in. He said he's not interested. And anyway, okay, but anyway, big up to everyone in the chat there. James Stones is saying top 10 finishes on the cards now, and the FA Cup journey. I think you're talking about the man there. Palace women still bottom of the log. I presume you're talking about the. I presume you're talking about the. It's a tough day today for the Crystal Palace women. To go to Arsenal and to keep it to 1-0 at half time, 10, 15 minutes into the second half, still keeping it 1-0. They need to build with that and work around that, work on the positives. And if I presume if there's any obvious mistakes that they did themselves, believe me, they'll be back in training tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, fixing it, working on it. They don't give up. Not the Crystal Palace women's team. Certainly, their manager doesn't either. So yes, so they are. Big up to Shay Arsenal. Good evening. I'm going to pin that comment. Shay Arsenal. How'd you do it? Keep forgetting. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Shay Arsenal. Good evening. Thank you for dropping in. Says remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new here. Thank you very much, Shay Arsenal. That means a lot. Thank you for doing that. It kind of after the results that my team has had today, that means a lot. Big up to you. That's done, Shay. Big up to James Stone, who says that what's been your favorite Palace women's team this season? We've won in the cup recently, so I'm happy with. Listen, there's goals in the Crystal Palace women's team, believe me, and. Explanations, Diego. You have a talent for WSL speciality. Thank you, James Stone. Is saying something. You're enjoying what I'm talking about, the women's. Yeah, enjoying. Yeah, I got you. And I was reading the word and I was like, what's that? Thank you, James Stone. Right, catch you later. Big up to you, James Stone. He says, latest everyone. Head down, early start tomorrow. Yes, likewise. Oh my God, it's nearly 10 o'clock. Right, big up to you, James Stone. Thank you very much for doing it. Oh my God, I got into 6 likes. That is ridiculous. Sometimes I don't even. If I can get 1 or 2 or 3 likes, I'm happy. I've got 6 now. That's mad. Thank you very much, people in the chat. Thank you. Good evening, James Stone, and shalom to you as well. Right. The other one, which oh yeah, I was talking about West Ham United versus Chelsea. But before I do, I need to get something to drink. There it is. Did I bring a cup? Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you said you'd bring a cup. I thought I forgot the cup. I just got to put a drink in my mouth because there's one thing that you learn as a content creator, but no one tells you because no one gives you a manual of whatnot, of what to do and what not to do. And I don't really have anyone to talk to about what to do. But anyway, let's not go into that. Sorry, I'm just pouring a drink here. And got a bit of a head on this drink, but never mind. Oh, yeah. Right. Another fixture in the WSL. It is West Ham United 0, Chelsea 5. As I said, I was going through the lineup and the Colombian international women's player, Maya Ramirez. Ay, Dios mío. I'm from Colombia, so she'll be fuming because she's in a Chelsea lineup, and let me see. Did she get substituted? Oh, 71 minutes. Ritin Canyard came on for her. Did Retin score? Oh no, did she? But she scored. Oh no, she didn't. All right. Well, anyway, Macaria scoring there. Cuthberg, Beaver Jones. There's Baltimore and Tisiak scoring. Oh, but that's got to be an own goal. Yeah, it is an own goal. So West Ham. Oh, so it was just a bad day as well for West Ham. I mean, they scored an own goal. So they gave a goal there. Well, 5 goals if you like. Um, Let me see. Did they get any red cards? No, not even a yellow card. The Chelsea. See, this is what I'm talking about. The referee always helps the Chelsea fans. But I have to say, last year when I did the um I went to the FA Cup tie between Chelsea women versus Crystal Palace women, and on the tube on the way to their home ground, uh, they I put some videos up on there. I met the Chelsea mascots and I did a video with them. I've got quite a few videos from that still to upload. And I met a lot of the on the tube, a lot of Chelsea women's football fans going there, and they were telling me about their team, and they are to say that the Chelsea women's team is supported light-hearted. No, there is a hardcore. Oh my days. There is not just hundreds, but thousands of Chelsea women's football fans out there. And they go to like literally all their fixtures, home and away. Recently, when they went to Real Madrid and they won at Real Madrid, you could see them. You could see them. I was trying to see if I could spot someone that I recognize on the tube. They're absolutely, they don't give up. They don't give up on their players. They've got a really strong fan base, the Chelsea women's team. Um, as for their team and the squad in depth, absolutely. I mean, you just look at this. Their bench, their bench probably costs more than all our players, including what we're actually loaning. And we've still got Lexi Potter. Well done, Lexi Potter, for her performance today. Who's a Chelsea loanee from Chelsea, and it's just they were, of course, their goalkeeper Hampton. We were giving a lot of stick to Hampton, the Chelsea goalkeeper, and then when they won at the end, she turned around and she gave it back to us. She was brilliant. She was a good sport. She was a good sport. She took it and then she's like, "Yeah, okay, but we won 1-0." That sort of thing, and we went right. Yeah. So we were giving a stick there. Hampton, the Chelsea goalkeeper last season, it was brilliant. Right, right. What else? Right. So it ended West Ham United 0, Chelsea 5, and Sonia Bombasta. I'm just going to quickly. How would I look at the next fixtures? Oh, I hope we don't have to play them soon. Oh, it doesn't say here. Oh, that's so annoying. All right, we'll have to do it some other way. Right. For the other fixtures for today in the WSL, just to recap, where are we? I've covered the Manchester. Actually, hold on a minute. I'm going to quickly go back into it. The Manchester United. I want to see what the manager said for. If I can find it quickly. Oh my god, this is turning too longer. I've got to learn how to structure these things, but you live and learn, I suppose. What I'm trying to find, I've already spoken about the post-match interview by Sky Sports on Gareth Taylor, which is the Manchester City manager. Very direct, very humble, answered the questions really well, and of course protecting. At times like this, in the media, the club, the coaching staff, the manager need to give encouragement to protect their players, especially their young players. And Gareth Taylor clearly did that in the answers that he gave to Sky Sports. So well done to him. A very, very difficult day for him today, no doubt. But I'm looking to see if there's a report on Mark Skinner, which is, of course, the Manchester United manager. I always like to look and see what they say at the end of the match because it kind of gives you like I call it a window portal into their sort, like being a fly in the change room to see what they're saying, perhaps. And that is what I'm trying to find out. Mark Skinner's there, the manager of Manchester United, and Elatoni. I've already spoken about Elatoni and what her response, and maybe they just haven't had a chance to interview him just yet. Okay, right. So I'll move on. Big up to her. Good evening. Been a good lesson. I have to go. Yeah, Steve, RSC, go ahead. I'm practicing here and learning a bit more. Been good. Last I have to go get over her 9 a.m. Now go. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Steve RSC, for dropping in. I really appreciate you doing so. And good evening, Alex SR. Super Diego. Thank you very much for dropping, Alex SR. I've already spoken about your Manchester United women's team in the WSL winning 4-2. Is a statement win. Just to round it off, if you can, basically, that third goal by Elatoni, the first minute of the second half. I heard the commentator. I didn't see it because that's all I could hear. I could hear where I was, and I just thought, how does anyone recover from that? And in my mind, the only teams that I think that could recover a 2-4 loss on the first minute of the second half would be Chelsea women's team and the Sonia Bombasta, or Emma when she was there, obviously, and the Barcelona women's team. Leonese perhaps as well, but definitely the Barcelona women's team and not the Real Madrid team. They're not there yet, in my opinion. And oh no, you're talking about Onana is so useless. I'll come over to the men's team in a minute. Alex SR7, big up to you. That what's happened with the Manchester United fans in the men's? They're not happy with their goalkeeper. I haven't seen it, so I have to go and check it out in a minute. I will do in a minute. Right. Quickly on the other scores for the WSL, just covering the WSL fixtures at the moment, Alex SR, and then I'll jump over to the men's side. Right, so I've done Manchester City, Manchester United 4, West Ham United 0, Chelsea 5, Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0, and last one I haven't commented. Oh, Tottenham Hotspur women have won. Yeah, I expected them to win against Leicester City, but actually I expected them to score a few more goals. Who scored for them? Leipzig. Yeah. They're a good side. I saw them at the beginning of the WSL. They beat the Crystal Palace women 4-0. Let's just see what kind of lineup they had and see if there was any. Oh, Leicester City players. Leicester City recently signed about 3 or 4 players, so I don't know if they're all started. Amanda Mikel, a very experienced manager there, and of course Robert Billingham. I think now this is his second season in the WSL. If I'm not mistaken, I think Robert Willingham came in to the WSL at the beginning of last season because he was the manager of Tottenham Hotspur women's team that went to the FA Cup final against the Manchester United women's team that won it. I'm sure I'm right about that. If I'm wrong, I suppose correct me in the comments, but I think I'm right about that. At least we won 4-2. Yeah, that was amazing. Alex SR, your women's team are absolutely on fire. Elatoni, when we play them again, I need them all to have a day off. they knock out. She scored 3 goals. It's the third goal that she scored in the first minute of the second half. It was just a knockout blow, absolute knockout blow there, and England up top there for Tottenham Hotspur, and Leicester City playing with Tarakada up top there, and Tottenham Hotspur. Was that an own goal? It had to have been. Oh, right. I see. Because I was thinking, I saw the name for the goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur, and I was thinking that doesn't make sense because it just the name doesn't fit into their team. And I was like, what's going on? And of course, that's the Leicester City goal. And then I looked back at it, and this was an own goal. I was like, oh, right. So that's quite a hard one to do, to score an own goal. So there must have been some madness going on in the penalty area, and the ball must have been just loose, out of control. And unfortunately, the Leicester City, or maybe the ball came off the crossbar and hit the goalkeeper, and then it went back in, something like that, because it's been deemed as an own goal by the Leicester City goalkeeper in the 4th minute. And then Leicester City to hold out 1-0 for the rest of the duration of the match. That's something to build on, because Tottenham Hotspur are very, very good in the build-up play and then attacking, not just from crosses coming in from width, but also I found them that they were very organised on set pieces as well. That on the first match of the season that I saw them. Right, I'm nearly finishing there. I can't believe I've got 7 likes. That's madness. Normally it takes me like 2 or 3 hours of live streaming to get anywhere near 5, let alone 7. That's mad. Thank you very much, everyone. If you're new to the channel, as Shay Arsenal says there in the chat, they've probably gone to bed, bless them all. They say, Shay Arsenal says, remember to hit a like button and subscribe if you are new here. Right. So those are the answers to Manchester in the WSL today, Sunday the 19th. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester City 0, Arsenal 5, Crystal Palace 0, West Ham United 0, Chelsea 5, Manchester City 2, Manchester United 4, and that's the match that everyone's going to remember. Well, for the rest of the week, certainly of next week, but certainly at the end of the WSL, people are going to remember. Do you remember that game? Can't wait to see what Ella Tony does on social media, celebrating her goal. It's going to be absolute scenes. Absolute scenes. I'm sure of it. Right. On the tables quickly, just to verify, everyone has played 11 matches. Chelsea are on top of the WSL. Chelsea are on 31 points, having played 11. Arsenal are on 24 points. So is Manchester United. Manchester City are now in 4th with 22 points. Brighton Hove and Albion are on 20. Are on 17. They lost, of course. I think it was yesterday. Tottenham Hotspur are up into 6th place on 14 points. Liverpool are on 7th place on 12 points. And then comes Aston Villa and Everton with 10 points in 8th and 9th place, respectively. And then in 10th place, this is where Crystal Palace is, between these 3 sides. Everton has just brought, I think, 3 or 4 players in, if I'm not mistaken. I saw it announced recently. But West Ham United are on 8 points. Leicester City are on 6 points. And Crystal Palace are on 5 points. So, just 2 wins. Just get 2 wins. And I know it's easier said than done. Crystal Palace women to get 2 wins. And, of course, the other teams have to lose as well. But they will drop points. There is points there to be had, and I'll get 2 draws and a win, and it will add it up. It will mix it up. It will mix it up in the bottom. The only thing that I'm really worried for us is the minus goal difference of -23. But as I said, we just signed Clarissa. She's from a Canadian international forward attacking player. So it's one of those. Big up to Sam Doe. Good evening. I'm coming to you, Alex SR, on the Onana. What did Onana do? Did he like? did he drop the ball? What happened? No, I'm not asking. Let me finish this one. But he must have done something terrible today. Yeah, and you lost against Brighton. Oh my days. Anyway, let's finish off. So I'm hoping that the Crystal Palace women can get 3 points, and couple of draws and a win, that will be that would turn things around, especially if the teams above us continue to drop points without having any consistency in results. I think they can do it. I think they can do it, and we're in the midst of a transfer window, so we'll see what happens there. Right, that's my assumption on the WSL for today, and then other fixtures. Now we're coming over to the men's side, I suppose. Let's have a look what's happened today, because I've not had any time to pay attention. It's not letting me do anything. I'm just coming people in the chat. If you can, please help me get to 10 likes. That would be wonderful if you could. Today, I haven't seen none of the men's Premier League. Oh my God, Everton won against Tottenham. I thought Tottenham was going to win that. Oh, you bottle jobs, you lot. I needed you lot to get Everton. So where's the... okay, so the results were Everton 3, Tottenham Hotspur 2. So that's the first win for David Moyes. He's the new Everton manager at Goodison Park. How can they lose against Everton? What happened? Did anyone get sent off? At halftime, it was 3-0 to Everton. Oh, come on, Spurs fans out there. I thought I thought Tottenham Hotspur was going to win. I can't remember what I predicted for that one yesterday. But at half time, it was Everton 3-0. And then Kulusevski scoring that. Oh, and actually, Everton actually scored. I don't know, it wasn't an own goal. Oh, I get it. In added injury time in the first half, there was an own goal by a Tottenham Hotspur player, making it 3-0. Yeah, if you're not playing well, the last thing you need to do is give away own goals. So that means Tottenham Hotspur might have even gone even further down the table. We'll go back to the Premier League table in a minute. It ended. This is the one that everyone's talking about. Alex Essar and Steve RSC and James Sanders, bless them, they're probably all gone to bed now. And rightly so. Go and rest well. And we'll catch up tomorrow. I'll try and do the evening kickoff tomorrow. Manchester United won, Brighton 3. Now, this is the first time I go into this. I'm absolutely blind into this. I don't even know who scored first. Apparently, Onana might have stepped on one of the mice and maybe did something to a mouse or something there. I don't know what happened. Maybe the mouse was more close to saving the ball at Old Trafford. But how can you bottle it, Manchester United fans? Look, Manchester United fans, I haven't even looked into it just yet. But yesterday, I asked you, Manchester United fans, with sugar on top, with pretty please, just do a number over Brighton, Hove and Albion. Right, I need my Palace to finish above Brighton. And you're at home, Manchester United fans. You're at home at Old Trafford, and you completely bottled it. Absolutely shocking. Right, let's have a look. What's going on? At halftime, it was 1-1. So who scored first? A penalty for Bruno Fernandes, 23. Oh my God, Manchester United conceded within 5 minutes. You such bottle jobs, Manchester United fans out there. Look, I don't ask many things of Manchester United fans. You ask them something, and it's like it goes through one and it goes out the other way. Anyway, literally, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble. Oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble by saying that. But it's true. It's true. You ask the Manchester United fans for something, and it goes through one and it goes out the other. It's like, don't hear from them. I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in such big trouble. I'm not saying nothing. But Manchester United won. They conceded one in 5 minutes. What are you like? You're at home. You need to start strong. Like we started strong against West Ham United at the London Stadium. Following that performance against Liverpool recently, that win the cup against Arsenal, why are you conceding within 5 or 6 minutes? Mitoma assisted Minteg on 5 minutes. and looks like you pulled a penalty back about 15 minutes later. Big up, Alex says our supers Diego Onana is so clueless. I haven't got to the Onana mistake. Worst goalkeeper I've seen in my life. Oh, I see. That's why other people were not liking Onana. I don't see Onana being dropped. I mean, I don't know what he done wrong today, but unless Ruben Amorim brings in his own goalkeeper, I don't think he'll put the other youngster in there. At least we won. Sanders. Hello, mate. Joining in this live stream from Tuvalu in the capital island. Good evening. I believe you are in Madagascar. I hope I've got that right. I hope I got that right. And good evening, or should say good afternoon for you, because you'll be ahead if you're in Madagascar. Now, ST, good evening, Steve. I hope you're well. ST, up the Chelsea lady. Oh. Why do I always fall for it? Why do I always fall for it? ST says, not me. ST says, someone's going to clip that now. Up the Chelsea ladies, the best of the best. Look, I can't believe I just nearly finished that sentence. This is you, ST. You're getting me in trouble, you will. Absolutely. Don't want to say anything. The Geminis of Chelsea fans always doing that in the transfer window, whether it's in respect to the men's side or the women's transfer window side as well. I predicted ST says 2-2 against United. Brighton knew it wouldn't be easy, and they got turnover. Absolute bottle jobs. And then ST says could have been 4-1 Brighton. What could have been 4-1 Brighton and a goal disallowed? Oh no! So they couldn't have won even by more. Oh come on, Manchester United fans! How can you bottle it against Brighton? I mean, it's not even just a bottle job; it's just the letdown. I asked you politely, Manchester United fans, just do a number over them. You know what, Manchester United fans, they need to stop throwing their players and their managers underneath the bus. Support the young players. You've got a good youngsters. You've got a good new manager. Do your job, Manchester United fans. Support your good players. Stop chucking them underneath the bus. I mean, who's in charge there? Is it the mice? Unbelievable. You've even got a blue shirt on. Look, right, that's it. That's enough. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I don't care. I don't care. What have I got underneath here? No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. You can know what you can do with your blue shirt. You I'm gonna get told off for this. No, I'm not gonna do a dance for this. No, I'm gonna take this off. No, you're taking liberties. No. Listen, I'm gonna wear my Real Madrid. Any Liverpool fans out there? This is my La Real Madrid white. Trent Alexander-Arnold will be wearing this white shirt. There, this is what's happening. This is what's happening to your blue shirt. I don't know what I've got to celebrate today because I haven't. I'm still going because of what's going on yesterday. Boom, boom, boom. Mateta's in the room. Chelsea fans in the mud. That's right. Boom, boom, boom. See this blue shirt? You know what you can do with it. Absolute take it back, blue shirt. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is what jamminess of Chelsea fans. This is what they do. This is what they're absolutely. And it's a no. It's not Tottenham. It's not Tottenham. Where's my other shirt gone? What about Tottenham's shirt underneath? Listen there. Listen. The Chelsea fans. I've just adjusted the contrast. It's a bit like actually I could bring it down a bit actually. I have to say. But no, you're taking liberties, absolute liberties. No, actually I'm gonna put a shot because this is what you lot are just taking liberties. I'm gonna get told off for doing that. Well, not really, I suppose. Right, that's it. I'm going to put something else on. because you're just taking liberties. You're just taking liberties. I don't know even why I'm changing my clothes because of a Chelsea fan. I mean, it's just ridiculous. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. You're taking liberties. I don't know why I'm changing my clothes at this time of the night because of a Chelsea of a You're taking the piss. You're taking the piss. Right. You're taking the piss out of me. You're taking the piss, STE. Right. That is it. Your number. You're getting a yellow card. You are getting so a yellow card. What are you doing there? Long time no show. I don't know if you're putting on the training. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you, when my Crystal Palace, I just hope we meet Chelsea in the FA Cup in the final, in the semi-finals, because I'm just going to be handing out those receipts to all those jabby Chelsea fans out there, both that support the men and the women's side. Real talk. Not having it. Not having it. Unbelievable. I can't believe I've just changed my shirt at 10:30 in the evening on a Sunday because of a jammy Chelsea fan coming into the chat talking about this and talking about that. Absolute sins. And if that's not showing that I'm weak, I don't know what is. I mean, really, unbelievable. Unbelievable. What was that? I didn't know where we're talking about. The man's going on about training this and training that. What are you talking about? That's just layers of muscle there, mate. Listen. I've got to watch. I mean, it's not my fault. Actually, when I start doing these watch alongs, all I've been doing is eating food. Real talk. It's just wherever. Right, let's go into it. We haven't really gone into it. I know there's a Chelsea. Oh my days. Oh my days. Right, Manchester United won. Let's try and do a picture. I'm going in this sort of fresh into this. I've just discovered that Manchester United conceded within 10 minutes. Mitoma crossing it in and Minteg slotting it in like it's. I mean, who you got in goal? Mickey Mouse? Literally, Mickey Mouse could have saved all these goals from Brighton. Mitoma scored in so at halftime it was 1-1. Bruno Fernandes got a one. Oh, I don't know if he won the penalty. And look at my live stream yesterday. Look at what Scott McTominay is doing at Napoli. He scored in the last 8 of 9 matches for Conte Antonio at Napoli. He's going to win the league there. Scott McTominay, he's been doing absolutely brilliant there with Lukaku. The link-up play yesterday with Scott McTominay and Lukaku. Oh yeah, Lukaku played for Manchester United as well. Yeah. So this is what I'm talking about, Manchester United fans. Stop throwing your players underneath the pitch. If you want to know the mistakes that you lot have done, stop throwing your players and your managers underneath the bus. Go and look at what Scott McTominay is doing at Napoli right now. Go and look what Lukaku's doing. I mean, look at the Chelsea fans. They're still sucking a lemon because they've still got a bit of a bad taste because of what Lukaku did to them. Real talk. It's only 3 minutes. Unbelievable. Anyway, so what happened in this Manchester United Brighton team? Mitoma scored and Rutter scored as well. Okay, I'm going to read this out. Brighton capitalised on a disastrous mistake from Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana to condemn their host to a 4th defeat in 5 Premier League home match and leave Ruben Amorim's side rooted at the bottom. I only looked at the table of the Premier League. I have not, because I was too busy this today, and then I just sort of kind of put my ear out to see what's happening in the WSL. So I paid no attention to the men's side of things. I really thought that Manchester United were going to do a number over the Brighton fans, and the Manchester United fans are completely bottle jobs and a letdown. Never asked. Well, you ask something of a Manchester United fan, and nothing ever happens. So all I do know is I've only asked them just to beat Brighton, and nothing, absolute nothing, zero. I'm really disappointed with it because I honestly thought that they might grab a 2-1 win or a 2-0 win. I think that was my prediction yesterday over Brighton, and they've equal. They've let a goal in within 4 or 5, 10 minutes. Okay, let me read this on. Brighton capitalised on a disastrous mistake from Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Nane to condemn their host to a fourth defeat in 5 Premier League games, home games, leaving Ruben Amorim rooted to the bottom half of the table. We could say that again. The visitors were already leading thanks to a goal from Yankubu Amite and Mitoma. When Okama went sliding out to collect, he went out of his post. That's the reason. I said in the last games where your Manchester United have actually played well against Arsenal, winning on penalties in the cup, and also when your Manchester United did that performance at Anfield against the Liverpool fans and the Liverpool players. Ruben Amorim has been the first manager to take a football side and play free at the back formation at Anfield, whether it's domestic or in European football. And you lot got, I think, a 2-2 against Liverpool. Liverpool just Arnold Slot acting like Mr. Blobby out there. He's having a bit of a wobble up there. But on that match, so I thought, against Brighton, you should get something out of that, and it's absolute rubbish. So what's he done? He's run out of it says here, and the goals from and when Onana came sliding out to collect a low Yassin Ajurin cross, it seemed as easy enough to take, but somehow Onana managed to grab the ball, then release it. Substitute Junior Rutler could not believe his luck as he turned the ball. Oh no! Oh, how can he do that? Isn't international? He slipped. Oh no! He's literally run out of his goal, got hold of the ball, grabbed it by the ring. I saw it, let go of it, leaving Mickey Mouse, the mice, in the goal only, and then Brighton scored another one. And it says here with world start champion and lifelong United fan Luke Little, absolute legend Luke Little there on the darts. He's had a bad day. He would have put him on the pitch. Put Luke Littler on the pitch. I'm only going to read the rest of it. Complete bottle jobs. This Manchester United fans. Manchester United fans. I'm going to say it one more time. Stop throwing your young, potential good players and your new manager underneath the bus. Go and look and see what Scott McTominay is doing at Napoli right now. In the last 9 matches, I think he's scored in every match. He's completely blitzing it over there, and he's going to win the Italian league title over there with Conte linking up there with the likes of Lukaku. Something that the Chelsea fans can't seem to get they just look like they're sucking on a lemon. The moment you mention Lukaku to Chelsea fans, they will kind of hide away. Little talk. They go, right. Yeah, I just don't know what else to say there. I just, you know what? I'm moving on. How can you bottle that against Brighton? I don't even want to look on the table where Brighton is now. Bottle jobs, Manchester United fans, a lot of you. Please help me get to 10 likes. If you're a Manchester United fan out there, really, I'm disappointed. You ask them to do something and it's just... I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble one day for this. Anyway, I better shut up. Right, moving on. It says swiftly, it is Nottingham Forest 3, Southampton 2. Oh my God, Nottingham Forest can't stop well with Southampton, isn't it? Half time it was 3-0. There's no surprise there. Southampton putting 2 goals back. But the second goal was in added time. Also, Matthews Fernandes there with the assist for Southampton. He actually played for Ruben Amorim back in Sporting, Matthews Fernandez back in the day. So don't be surprised if Southampton, well, I think Southampton are going down, that he might be poached by someone in the Premier League. He looks a good player there. Nottingham Forest, they're probably in second by now. Right. Well done to the Nottingham Forest fans. They're actually on fire at the moment. Oh, and there you go. Ipswich Town 0, Manchester City 6. Now, Erling Haaland again, Doku scoring, McT, Foden, they're all lining up there. And Ipswich Town, that is a heavy loss there. The goal difference. Right, now I'm going to go into the table quickly because I've got to round off. It's getting late and probably people have just shooted off and I don't blame them. Big up to STE there. Can't believe STE made me change my shirt live. Absolutely. I think someone's going to clip that and I'm going to get in trouble. Real talk. Anyway. Wow, well done to Nottingham Forest fans up there. They're on 44 points. Oh, that looks tasty over there. Nottingham Forest up there. And they're up there with 44 points. It's Arsenal bottle jobs there. Was that Kai Havertz handball or not? I don't know. I'm not losing any tears over the Arsenal fans, quite frankly. They got rid of Smith Rowe and Ketia. They've got an injured Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka, Ethan Nwaneri, and they're still waiting to buy a striker. I'm buying Buemo or someone like that. Premier League ready. That's what I think from outside looking in there. Look at that. Look at the bottom of that table. That's heavy losses and heavy minus goal differences both for Ipswich Town, Leicester City, and I'm going to add Southampton. Southampton are bottom with a minus 35 goal difference. Leicester City with a minus 25 goal difference, and Ipswich Town with a minus 23. They're on 16 points, the same as Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think goal difference is going to keep a team up or send a team down, quite frankly. And there's the evidence. I've got a feeling that both Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United are going to remain in the Premier League because of the difficulties that Ipswich Town and Leicester City are having in just getting draws or scoring goals. Because scoring goals is what gets you out of relegation. Believe me, it's not so much the draws, I think it's just scoring goals, outscoring your opponent somehow. You need goal scorers in your team, not just in one position. I've been as a Crystal Palace fan in a relegation scrap, and it's what goals is what gets you out. I'm talking in the men's team. Now, Crystal Palace, of course, winning back-to-back wins and a draw and a win and a draw. So that's good for us. We are up into 12. We are still above the Manchester United fans. See, actually, I predicted Manchester United fans to win against Brighton. And I said, okay, if that happens, Manchester United fans will then go leapfrog against my Crystal Palace, right? And I said, I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin as long as Brighton drop 3 points. And now the bottle jobs, Manchester United fans have now allowed Brighton to have a back-to-back winning games. Complete letdown. Unbelievable. What is going on with their keeper going away from his sticks? Where were the defenders? Where was the midfield protecting the back four of Manchester United? And Everton are down. Everton, that win for Everton over Tottenham Hotspur, and now that's a massive 3 points for David Moyes. Unbelievable. I just can't believe that. Right, I'll big up to you, Steve. ST, he says Southampton, Ipswich, Palace to be. I just read it. I swear. As this ST just keeps getting me, what is going on? Not only am I changing my shirt for this Chelsea fan, this jabbiness of Chelsea fans always getting me on the transfer window. You know, the transfer window, I'm fine with them. But it's the genuineness of Chelsea fans and the audacity. And oh yeah, actually, your Chelsea side, they're playing tomorrow against is it Wolves? I might be wrong. Yes, it's at the Bridge. You're not very good at the Bridge. I mean, Fulham fans, they walked over you. They spanked you. They took your shirts off and spanked you. They're on the Fulham Road at the Bridge. The Fulham fans. Will the Wolves have a little nibble there as well? I tell you something. I know you've caught me out today, STE, getting me to change my shirt and and all that jazz. But I actually, well, I'm gonna say it. I need you lot not to have defensive problems, because if you have defensive problems, I know. Say for example, tomorrow Wolverhampton Wanderers win 2-0, or dare I say it, 3-0 at the Bridge. You know what's going to happen on Tuesday morning. They're going to pick up the blower and says, "Get me Gahey, Mark Gahey." You know they're going to go. They're going to press the panic button. They're going to pick up the red phone, and if he's not STE himself or herself, so that I don't want Chelsea to have defensive problems. I want them to not concede goals right now, but not win. That means no scoring goals. There you go. Um, but then they might even come in for every exit. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. No, you're not having none of our players. It's the end of that. End of that. Oh, well, it's a must win for Chelsea, because I'm just looking here. Chelsea have got a home match tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the Bridge against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And next Saturday is Manchester City versus Chelsea. And Chelsea, you know what they've done recently? They've just turned around that corner. So there you go. And hopefully we can, my Palace can, hopefully we can get 3 points against Brentford. Right. I'm going to call it a night. Do you think Trev starts tomorrow? He better start. Oh my days! If he's on the bench, it cannot be fitness levels. He's match fit right now. He might not start tomorrow because he might not be able to squeeze out of your changing room. Because Chelsea fans, echoed there, look into my eye. There is no room in your changing room for any more football players. There's no room in there. He's had a bad few days in training. Well, the thing is, he's actually on the high ground now, because he's been demoted to literally third in pecking order, but the first two players have been injured, hence why they're recording back from Palace. And this thing about Enzo Maresca saying, "Oh, when we loaned him out, it was a financial thing." If that's the case, that means he should have been match fit. When he came over to Palace, we had to wait, I think it was 3 matches for him to get to match fitness. This is the jamminess of Chelsea fans, of always doing it to us in the transfer windows. Absolute bottle jobs. And then you lost there against, even not allowing Trevor Chabala to play for us against you lot. We still managed to get 4 points of it. We made you drop 4 points. Come on, Palace. We've got to get a win against Brentford. Right, I'm going to call it a night now. So yeah, tomorrow I will try and cover the evening. I can't believe there's any football right now. Sunday night. I'm probably the only one streaming live at the moment. Oh my God, I've got 8 likes. Thank you very much, everyone in the chat. And thank you to STE. Tomorrow, I'll do my uppermost to do the watch along for Chelsea versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. As I'm speaking here, and without taking into consideration that a Chelsea fan made me change my shirt live without me thinking of the consequences, I do not know what I'm doing. It just shows you how of an amateur I am. Anyway, and but with that aside, I'm going for Reece James might be back for them to start. Actually, there might be something on there. Here, oh yes, Cole Palmer. Here it says Chelsea's Cole Palmer, Louis Cowell, Enzo Fernandez, and Romaro Lavia all missed training on Friday. Oh my God! I don't want you lot to have problems because you're going to go and get my Mark Gahey. Oh no! Just do something tomorrow, Chelsea fans. Pull it out of the bag. You're at the bridge. You're at home. Sing a song to your players. It's like a library there sometimes. I've been there at the beginning of the season. I've done some videos. Go and watch them. We were shouting. The Crystal Palace fans were saying to the Chelsea fans, "This is a library. This is a library." Anyway, Chelsea. It says here, Chelsea's Cole Palmer, Louis Cowell, Enzo Fernandez, and Romario Latvia all missed training on Fridays. So there you go. Of course, Buddy Ashley and Fofana, they are out absolutely. Wolves, they've got a player who's had a flu all week. Matthews Cunha, I think he's a defender, if I'm not mistaken. Wolves midfielder. Emilius apologising to us for asking to be left the squad. Oh, there's been a flip-flop there. So that Wolves midfielder, Mario Lamina, has professionally apologised to the manager, Victor Pereira, because at the beginning he says, look, I want to leave, and asking to be left out of the squad for Newcastle, so he might be available. That's the wrong way to approach it. You go to the manager and you say, look, between now and until I'm still here, I will give you and your players and your staff 100%. But I want you to know that I'm looking for a new challenge elsewhere. But from now on, until whether I stay or not, because it's out of my hands, I will give you 100% in training and stuff like that. That has to be the professional way to do it. These players have got too much power over the managers and over circumstances. So Chelsea's ended a run of straight-leg defeats against Wolves by winning the season's reverse fixture. Right, Chelsea won 6-2 at Molineux earlier on in August. So with that said, I'm going for Chelsea 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers now. There you go. I just don't want Chelsea to have defensive problems tomorrow, because if they do, they're going to pick up the phone and try and get Mark Gahey. It's just the jamminess of Chelsea fans. Big up to the ST in the chat. And that's my prediction for tomorrow. Quickly, because I'm tired. Let me just go back to the beginning and quickly just round off the other things. I've done the WSL. That's what I've done at the beginning. I've covered the Premier League, and I haven't done this bit. The Scottish Cup, 4th round. The last fixture, Steve mentioned that earlier on, Rangers won 5 against Frasersburg. I didn't know where Frasersburg was, and apparently Frasersburg is a small little seaside town east of Aberdeen or north of Aberdeen, right there at the top of like everything in Scotland. And Falkirk won, Raith Rovers 2. Leeds United won 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. And I've mentioned the WSL at the beginning. And Charlton at 13. All right, I'll leave that alone. Quickly, did Real Madrid win? Real Madrid won 4-1. So maybe they won't go in for Trent Alexander-Arnold in the end. And they seem to be back to winning ways there. That was in La Liga. So I'm just quickly being nosy. Real Madrid are back on top. Play 20, 46 points. Atletico Madrid had lost yesterday. they're on 44 points. Barcelona drawing yesterday. I think it was Getafe. And they are on 39 points. So is Athletic Club. So Real Madrid starting to get a bit of consistency and dominance there. Ancelotti there. That's 3 wins on the bounce for his Galácticos, Real Madrid. Buenas noches, amigos. Gracias, ST. Buenas noches, todos. Good night, everyone. Please stay safe over there. Please, if you're watching the playback, hit the notification bell. Please, at Diego C. Palace, please hit a like and subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you're new. And to the Crystal Palace women out there, the players, the coaching staff at Crystal Palace women's team, keep working hard in training, keep working hard for each other. I know you won't give up for each other, and I know you won't give up playing for your manager, Laura Kaminski. So just keep doing what you have to do in training, and I know the results will come around, and you will all climb up that WSL table. I know you will. Just get a couple of draws here and there, and then nick a win somewhere. And you will do it. You will do it. I know you will survive in the WSL. This is Diego C. Palace. Thank you for watching and take care. Chelsea son los mejores. Look into my eye, Chelsea fans. Real talk. Let me tell you something, Jamie Chelsea fans. Los mejores. Listen, let me tell you something, Chelsea fans. I started, so I'll finish. I'm going to end on this. On that note, Chelsea son los mejores. Bueno, pues por favor, vaya y mire lo que Lukaku está haciendo con Scott McTominay at Napoli. Per favore, Chelsea fans, go and look what Lukaku is doing at Napoli. The man's going to win the league. And next year, they're going to probably win the Champions League. So look into my eye, Chelsea fans. Go and check out Napoli and Lukaku. Please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Set your notifications bells on. Please hit a like and take care and catch you up on the next one. Unbelievable. Goodbye, Rob. Take care. Doing this. There we go.